man right there, bat signal up in the sky above Gotham City, letting him know there's trouble afoot. We saw what happened in Europe, a last-second invasion at the end. The question is, where do the chips fall now? Does everyone stick to their guns? What does Retail Row look like? Who's contesting who? Because, I mean, after that first match, I didn't expect them to be on top, but they had a clear game plan. They're fine with it. Gotham looks to be all in its lonesome, so it's safe for today.
Moving on to round 2 here, game 2. NA East Finals. Tfue, Fiber taking the Meteor up top. Actually saw a little bit from previous games. Oh, man.
3 tags. Hey, just go Retail, right?
Just go Retail. Omega Lol. Shots there. Gets the knock on Animal. Going to try and drop that tree from a distance that Tfue wants to find the finish there. The elimination would be big. Multiple structures still in the way. A little bit more ammo. Look to see if they can find a bead there.
He rolled the medium ammo too. Jolin got the pickup on it. So that will end up going over. The Elam credit goes to Tfue. Will get the point there.
That's tough.
Oh!
Oh, are you kidding me? Bucky knocked as well.
I mean, everyone has watched Tfue. You've watched him do it. He says, hey, if I get a scope, they are up here. When you get picked here, it's just, what do? You grab a bunch of wood. But now, Fiber is going to go run while Tfue plays a play. 32.
Dude.
Turner, they had a family.
Trying to find that last shot there. He might have an angle here in a second. There it is. Looks for it. Can't quite connect just yet. The third on this trio would be such a tough early break. Still have movement in the backside as well.
He saw that.
All the hustle.
Dude, his eyes are ridiculous. I mean, I don't know if you guys have watched him go llama spotting. That's the third one. That player is on 4 HP.
And Fiber's pushing in the right side down there.
And the Cube Fiends are pushing him as well. If a Cube Fiend touches him, Turner gets it, finds it. Some shields were ticked over there. 32 going on. That was a small pot. And some Cube Fiends being taken down. Aspect is farming Cube Fiends in order to stay in the match. If he gets hit by one of them, that's it. They do 5 with the melees, 10 with the throws, and he just needs to avoid getting hit. Bucky is going to take over now. That's another Elim going to Tfue, and Tfue, Fiber, and Canada are trying to get themselves rolling while simultaneously denying the Sentinel and Envy trio of being able to get anything going on.
Yeah, GG's only. Tfue dropping down here at Factories now. Going to loot up. This trio is totally split, but honestly, I'm not really too worried. No one's too close to challenge at this point, and get a little bit of loot dropping down there, too, from the Tossley.
I was going to say, that seems like an unfair advantage, but these guys won this fight last time. They're looking to kind of take it now. Tossley does a little bit of self-inflicted damage as Schneider says, Leroy! Not going to quite be able to find it. Shockwaving over and leaving his teammates in the dust, but some great shots coming out from the TAC SMG to now make it a 2-on-2 with no conversions coming through. As I say that, TK is able to drop down and now make it a 2v2 with the knock occurring on the ground. Tossley picks up Kev with a great shot saying, poke it out. I'll show you the 6-shooter. Brilliant job picking it up. Not actually the 6-shooter, that's the epic legendary rifle, but
here you go. Tossley marking, saying he's right underneath this box right here. Finding a bead on the right side, takes some shots. Shield damage, no break just yet. And there it is, the follow through, the big 3-piece, the L dance. I honestly thought that Europe had some of the most insane players in terms of aggression, but things are looking a little bit different right now in NA East. Something is in the water here in North America as players are literally chaining third-party pushes into each other. We have yet another team moving in on Zexro, Macwood, Young Calculator here, just fighting it out like crazy right at the edge of the storm. They only have 20 seconds. This is one of those plays where you know you're looking for Elims. You want to pick up everything that they have left. As Nefrux, Legetti, and Cole down there on the bottom. Okay, here we go. The rotation away. I was going to say,
Macwood's effective HP, you can't hang around. You're basically saying you're fighting 2v3. They need to go south to get to the short side of the zone. He does have bandages they're able to use, but they want to try and get over to the campfire and create some distance and avoid this situation altogether. You're going to see Macwood's going to have to start using the bandages, and you also see that Storm Surge tag going through. So when the circle does close, every 10 seconds, if you're underneath it, you will take 25 damage. Now, you can either get above that threshold and somebody else will take the damage, or it drops below 70 people or 50 at 30, depending on the storm phase. Right now, we're split between Kaz, Inspire, and Polarized on one side. Inspire having that great run at the end and 2 early elims to keep them rolling up to 25 points. But between them, they barely have an effective 140 HP.
Minimap here showing maybe a tough spot here in a second. Yep, Kaz not really holding enough HP or shield to establish a fight here. Yep, gotta push it.
But now he's in the air.
Out of the air. Kaz A tough spot there, breaking too far away from his trio, who they're still split. Inspire and outbuild. Simply the distance and pace that player was ahead, but it does not matter as Macwood says now's the time. I'm going to take the high ground, the wall replace the shotgun, and Cole pays the price. Very quick reactions from Macwood there. Solid elimination. Now pushing them 102 damage above that threshold. Still 5 more players need to go down. Rogue Shark knocked in the feed the Crims, and the finish 74 left now. Young Calculator, 148. He's going to push forward. The heavy sniper going to take a wall here in a second, potentially. Doesn't have to. Legetian caught on the outside. Elimination there, and that one counts as well. 12 points now for this trio, and we are at 70 players left.
And that was the fight that they had disengaged from a little while ago. So that was the difference. Them disengaging before the other team ended up being dropped. So that inadvertently, while isn't super strong for them, will impact it now as we hop on board here with Falter. Heavy snipe. See him.
Little replay there as Aspect. That is how he went down. Gets caught looking. A heavy snipe to the dome. 392 damage. You cannot stand up on top of those things that exposed for too long. There are so many angles.
So to me, that's tilt. We already know his 2 teammates have gone down. He's sitting with a mech boxed up. You're not going to pick and get a full elim onto somebody with a heavy sniper. Why are you peeking? You can use the mech to either just go harass other, there is no reason to pop your head up there whatsoever. Even if you get a knock, you're not going to convert it onto anything. If you hop into the mech, everyone is going to focus you. That is the lack of discipline we talk about when you get thrown off in your early game. You can't let that impact the rest of your games because it's not like the open system where it's like, okay, that's our throwaway. We can go queue back up. Somebody else is still playing. You're sitting there watching them while they're accumulating points.
Chance to take some hits. Can't quite find it.
It's a 5 HP zone.
Tick.
You can't do that.
Potentially forgot.
To be fair, it doesn't make a difference, 17 or 7, unless you're getting tagged by a stink. That's 1 extra stink tick. But because otherwise, any other bullet at max range, the SMG fall off puts you at.
Well, on to the next one.
Yep,
this is lucky. Chap, Vivid, 1 elimination. A solid loadout for now. Quite a few heals. That bubble shield was going to come in big. And the rest of his team.
Panda and Snow just got picked off in that rotation as well, so Fuzzy's trio has now been dropped there. 50 players remaining, 19 trios left. Mega getting a great shot onto TK on the backside, trying to crawl towards the bubble shield, but this is what happens. They are able to get recycled utility on the low launch. They make it into the ravine and then do about face. However, they're still not completely into the zone, so they will have a little bit more of a push to make here, but it looks like a planned shockwave is coming through, and it looks pretty. 1, 2, and 3. Everyone's together. That's how you set it up.
I'm just going to say this. That knock from Mega onto TK, I'm going to hear about that later. Both those players were part of the Junior Rogue program, so a little old teammate on teammate violence there. You hate to see it.
You love to see it, man. You love to see it. This is Fortnite. Knock whoever you want. Challenge whoever you want. Fight whoever you want. You guys talk about not wanting to stormhold the storm fight. Zex and Kelk made this match from pinning those guys there, rotating, and then punishing them right now. However, the moving zone is rotating towards Chap, Vivid, and Says Lucky again. This is where we saw them make majority of their points last game. So, I mean, they're set up in a great spot. Still shockwaves, great loadout, tons of shields, white heals, decent amount of builds. What can they do with it?
I'd say they convert and turn into damage because they're 37 damage below the threshold right now. They need to look for tags.
19 players have to go down.
It's a big block of players.
However, we say that on this next rotation, we'll probably see about that happen. High launch coming through, but not a ton of pressure coming as everyone is opting to rotate at the same time. You see Mega in your bottom right of the Dubs Eclipse while we have Chap in your top left corner. In the box goes Mega, and Chap takes him down, will get the conversion, gets all the mats for as well, topping almost all the way up. Twyfo also picking up another one. Perplexity picking up reverse in the feed as Chap is able to tunnel his way in, working back towards his teammate as we catch right on up here. He's not going straight into the corner. He's making sure he heads to the zone and he plays around that bubble shield. You can see the effects going right there. Yep.
We've seen that so many times, the bubble shield in these late game zones, because the wall for the zone is so close, things start to blend in. You can't exactly tell where the cutoff is. Tough spot there, but Vivid, Chap, and Says Lucky have been putting on an absolute show.
Chap got thrown out.
Thrown out the wrong way, gets knocked. Looking at 2 players remaining for this squad. Watch the trap, solid block there. Almost fell down inside it, but Vivid top awareness, gets a big tag from the back there, 100 HP total now. He's gonna look back, a chance to hit some tags on players that are rotating along the same path he just went. Maybe a little bit of peek there, sees it, yep, shots, finds the hit. The elimination for Vivid, the first for his, but 3 total for the team. We're at 14 trios now. 2 more full teams need to go down. 1 more as Zexro, Fiber, multiple players going down. 2 from Tifu's trio get eliminated as well. The full squad gone now. 13 trios sitting in this game.
And Eclipse fell, and that was it. So Eclipse and crew missed their placement points. Says Lucky going down, so it's Vivid being the last remaining winner to try and repeat. Stuck in the trees, knocked down again. 0 mats. What play can be made? Into the bubble shield. Tyler's goes down. He finds another one. Back to back for Vivid, but he needs to be able to get the knocks. 1 conversion comes through, using the bubble shield to make sure he keeps the rest of the lobby on the right side. Turns back. Bubble shield still defending the player. After the 24 tick, Edison down. Finds a third. Vivid pushes himself into the top 10. He only gets 5 of the mats, though. Split off. 17 players left. 10. Vivid finds it. Falter goes down. The Siphon being the difference. 30 HP, 20 tick, and not enough as Blake picks it up outside the top 8, but a brilliant effort. But right now, OCE on top. Harpy working top to bottom, but Jalvin fell down. Saf and Zypha are on the middle top, and Macwood is still running the bottom as Snood drops in 7th place. Harpy gets Zate as well, running it from the top. Blake picks up Macwood. Saf finally converts onto Jalvin, and we have our top 5.
At this point, you see so many players getting caught on the move here. Shots from Sebi moments ago get caught again by a shield bubble, though. Hate to see that. Players trying to find a beat on anybody that they can. Here we go.
All 3 of them. He's going to challenge for high ground, tries to build up, but he's a level too short. Needs to dip back in the storm. Parpy picks up Zypha. We've seen Zate's the solo rider. Kez gets Zore. Can he convert? He does. Top 4. 2 duos left. No, it's a trio on the low ground. Everyone else is a solo rider as Ghost on Ghost action. The Ghost story wraps up with Thwyfo taking it. Parpy on the mid-turn. Thwyfo committing to the heel right there. Parpy goes in the box, and Kez takes him out. The trio on the low ground. Can Thwyfo clutch it up? What will he do? Will we see a 1v3, or will the Monster D-Face low ground warriors clutch up? Match number 2 here in NA East. We saw the veterans take it. Will Thwyfo show the rest of the world how good he is right now? 4 elims. He's done it all for his squad. Can he do it here? This is a 4-point swing. We're going to full close. He's going out, going to look for rifle shots. Drops down, finds the conversion, but it wasn't his down, so no HP will come out. Boxes up, taken down, not enough. The victory royale goes over to Damien, Sebi, and Kez. 6 elims, 15, 21 points total.
Bottom moved up as well. Here we go. At the top, the Kings still reign. Chat, Vivid says Lucky. Extend their lead a little bit. No victory royale. We saw them go down in 8th place. So at the moment, they do have 14 elims still. 15 is the record with Polarize, Saz, and Inspire. Inspire, very good clutch performance coming up from him as well. All the time in the zone, clutching out. We'll have a package for that coming up in just a bit. But at the same time, Zay, Saf, Zypha, they're up right now. Not too many elims, but their placement, their consistency. In EU, the wavelengths were there. We see them here as well. Amazing games from them, 23 points. The breakdown, 32 down to 17 points at the moment. Almost a double up, but there's still a chance for a big game to happen on anyone from 1st all the way to 20th, if we can see the 2nd page on how everything's getting broken down. At the moment, who's up for contention to hit that top 10? Aircool Cadet Reloads. One name that I see, some nice highlight impact frags early on in the middle, sometimes endgame as well. They've got 10 points. The spread's not too far. Even right now, 20th, 3 points. So anyone can kind of come up and take that drag and get those bigger prizes